Pre-Civil War Southern wealth is on display in Natchez, Mississippi, where you'll find one of America's most impressive collections of antebellum homes.
According to the 1860 census, there were more millionaires per capita in Natchez than anywhere else in the country.
The structures showcase classical 19th century architecture, all but one, that is. Longwood Plantation is considered the largest octagonal house in the United States. 1 million bricks were used to build the mansion. Historians call Longwood a broken dream.
Well, I think Longwood particularly is very important because it's the only unfinished antebellum house that still exists in the country.
That is the plantation's most compelling place in U.S. history. Inside, dramatic evidence of the unfinished symphony. 30,000 square feet of living space, 32 rooms on 5 floors, never completed. In 1860, Dr. Holler Nutt, the owner of the home, hired famed Philadelphia architect Samuel Sloan to build his masterpiece. Of course, one of the reasons Longwood Plantation was never finished was the outbreak of the Civil War in 1861. Once word of the war had reached Natchez, the artisans from up north basically scurried and scattered, left behind paint buckets and tools in anticipation of what the war might do to the South. Life at Longwood was never the same. The war between the states forced Holler Nutt to finish only the basement at the estate, where he and his family lived for years.
There's been a lot of tragedy in his family, obviously, from the unfinished state of it.
And that's where the story of Longwood makes a ghostly turn. Because of the traumatic events surrounding the unfinished plantation and the Nutt family, Longwood has become a legendary haunted house. Paranormal investigators have been here to measure activity.
In the children's playroom, they had some device which could apparently pick up spirit voices. There were orbs photographed in this room, and of course the instruments they had left overnight to measure in this room were dead the next morning. They started off fully powered, and by the time they came back, no data, dead instruments. Many people have reported sensations. We have frequently heard footsteps coming down the stairs.
James Wade spends a lot of time wandering around Longwood. By nature, he's not one to embrace ghost stories.
To be honest, as an architectural historian, I started off being very skeptical about them, and then I started, experiencing things too. So I've come around to the believer side of the equation.